All right, as promised, of course, the QuickSilva show. We're very, very, very excited for an amazing week ahead of us by the name of CIAA happening in my hometown of Baltimore. And I have the privilege of talking to the lovely Jacqie McWilliams, aka you're the commissioner for the CIAA, correct?
That's correct. The one and only.
The one and only. Everybody give her a virtual round of applause. She is officially on the show right now. Now, first, before we talk about CIAA weekend, how have you been during this whole pandemic? Everybody good? Family good?
Yeah, everyone's healthy. We were just talking this past weekend how blessed and thankful we are.
Absolutely.
We could be in positions that others are in. And so I just count the blessings every day, right? I don't know about tomorrow, but I know today's been a great day and I'm just thankful, very thankful.
Absolutely. Now, this week, CIAA weekend virtually happening in Baltimore. I've had the honor and privilege of being a part of this amazing week for years now when it was in Charlotte.
Yeah.
We had a great time in Charlotte. Great memories that's going to live on in all of our lives forever. And I did hear Charlotte was a little upset that they're losing CIAA, but it's okay. It's going to Baltimore now. But of course, the first year it comes to Baltimore, the pandemic happens. So this year we're virtual. How excited are you guys just to still be able to pull this off?
I'm actually just still blown away. I've actually become more of a fan than probably the commissioner because my team is on the ground running this thing. And so, it's very interesting talking to them last summer about we need to think out of the box. Mm-hmm. And we have to assume that we're not going to be in the city of Baltimore because COVID's not going to let us. So if that doesn't happen, how are we going to stay relevant? How are we going to keep partners? How are we going to keep our student athletes engaged? Mm-hmm. So think virtually. And everyone was like, and I'm like, no, think virtually. And the great part about it, when we made the decision not to have basketball this year, mm-hmm. that we were ready, set, go. And this thing has come to life. And I am actually just blown away. The presentation and everything has been spectacular.
Well, I'm very thankful that y'all called myself QuickSilva to be a part of it, even virtually this year.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for all the work you guys have been doing. Now, for anybody who's never experienced CIAA weekend, and this happens to be their first weekend, well, I say weekend, but it's a week worth of events. What can they expect this week?
Wow, you can expect exactly what you expect if you came to Baltimore this week. The mm-hmm. only difference is, you got to be zoomed in, zoomed out, video, whatever. Just, it's different. We're used to being together as a family. That's what the CIAA is. And I think this week is the last week of February that we have our tournament, and we still want to be family, and we want to be connected to you and all of our fans and alumni and our student athletes. And so every day starting tomorrow at 10 a.m., you can plug in. You can plug in as long as you want to. You can win prizes. You can get to know our sponsors. You can listen in for some healthy tips of just living your life, COVID, all those things that are important to our community. You have that opportunity. We want to sell our schools to our high schools. We want these students across the world to see CIAA schools as a place that they can go. And there's a lot. Everything. There's something for everyone. That's what I can tell you. Hall of Fame, women's empowerment. I mean, there's Fan Fest with all the entertainment that you have seen. You're going to be a part of that experience, and so it's just really a blessing to transform what we would do in person. So if you've never been to a tournament, you get to see just a bit of what it looks like this week. And when you come to Baltimore next year in the Charm City, you will get to be a part of the experience in a whole different way, but you will already have a sense of what it's going to be like this week.
I'm very excited that you said that next year. Once again, if you're just tuning into the show, we're talking to Jacqie McWilliams, the CIAA commissioner. So we are planning to stay in Baltimore. It's not like this is a virtual thing and now we're going
to. No, we got to get out of this thing. We're ready to come. We're ready to be foot soldiers in the Charm City. Absolutely.
Now, do we know how long we're locked in for Baltimore?
We have a 3-year agreement. And so right now, given the COVID, it's almost like we felt like we lost a year. We're talking about, is there an opportunity to move past the 3 years? So we're working on that. So we just said, let's get through this year and then we'll start working on the additional opportunities.
Now, for the most important question, I'm going to probably ask the QuickSilva, is this free? How can I watch? How can I be a part of it? What's the website and things of that nature so people can actually be a part of this amazing event this week?
Yeah, I mean, it's free for everyone. I mean, that's the beauty of it. Normally, we want people to buy tickets because every time you buy a ticket, you give an opportunity to a student athlete. Right. But every time you register and you get a part of this, you're giving an experience to those who may not know anything about the CIAA, which also helps us later in the future to help support our student athletes and our member institutions. Go on the CIAA Tournament.org, register. You'll have access to all types of rooms. When you walk in, you'll feel like you're at the convention center in Baltimore. You'll see decor that looks like Baltimore. When you walk into the convention center, I will greet you. Then you get to tap into areas that you want to, Career Expo, High School Day, the auditorium. You can go into the Visit Baltimore VIP room. They will have their own thing going. You can go into the Bowie State VIP room and meet with their president or meet with individuals. They'll have hospitality. You can donate. You can have chat rooms. I mean, let me just tell you, I'm trying to figure out how to get in and fit in, right? Myself as a commissioner, because my staff has created this experience that you don't want to miss. Even if you just want to see what it feels like for a minute, I don't think there's anybody doing what we're doing this week.
Well, I'm very, very excited that we're still pulling this off this year. I was very worried because, of course, I'm like, okay, I've been in Charlotte for almost 10 years doing all these parties and events. And then the first year comes to Baltimore, bam. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, really? This is what we're doing this year? But I'm so glad that you guys were able to pull it off. Salute to all the organizations, all the schools. One last question. How are the student athletes holding up? And I asked this question because I've really been kind of concerned because you have so many student athletes, like, CIAA, not just a tournament, but this has been their lives. So, I've been playing basketball since I was 3 years old. Now I'm in college and now I'm trying to go to the league. And then this happens. Like, are they holding up good mentally and everything?
I think they're holding up as great as we are trying to hold up ourselves. They're students. Part of what drives them is being a student athlete.
Right.
And as I have told many, I was a college student athlete in the CIAA. I was 18. I've been in this conference playing the game since I was 18.
Right.
And the feeling of not being able to execute a game that they love or games our entire season, for even fall season, it's been hard. But we have been so engaged with I love our student athletes. They feel like, I know our presidents, they're students, right? But for the CIAA, there are students too. And so all the decisions that we make with our board and our presidents and institutions, we try to make them in the best interest for them. And we try to keep them be accessible in however they need to be accessible to me and to the rest of our staff. We have done mental health sessions. We have panels. We let them drive the conversations and dialogue. So what I'm watching right now is us seeing our leaders rise, our student athletes. I mean, they are leading on the court, but they are leading off the court. They helped us with our campaign for voting and competitions amongst the campuses and work with LDF and their attorneys to get educated. Like, we're no joke, I'm telling you. Our student athletes are phenomenal, and I'm just so proud of them for holding on. And what we've also said, just real quickly, is that, even though you're waiting on the sideline to get in, right? What can you do to still play the game that you love in a different way that will make impact and a lasting impact for the future? Is that working out in the community? Is that volunteering or mentoring a young person? Is that getting more A's and B's, right? Focusing on your family. Because when we get back out of this, the opportunity for you to shine, that will just be natural, because that's what student athletes do. We play. I'm a baller, so we play.
And you hit the nail on the head when I say, because of course, not only athletes like, in CIAA organization, even my radio show, the QuickSilva show with Diva, we have been, live on the radio every single day, but from home since March. I mean, it's almost been, I think next week makes it almost a year, which is crazy because we all thought, I remember when they first told us we'll be going home, doing the show from home, and we were so excited, like, we get to just wake up and get in our pajamas, and they're like 2 weeks. I'm like, it's nothing, mini vacation. Then a month comes, you're like, okay, I'm getting a little tired of this, but it's okay. I still get Then 3 months in, then 6 months, and then you just, But the
Yeah,
fact
you
that
feel like you're about to lose it. Yeah.
one thing that I stress, and you kind of said this, I tell people right now, when anything happens, crisis, pandemic, anything happens, you have two options. You can adapt and adjust, or you can complain. And that's what you guys are doing. Like a lot of organizations, a lot of people during this pandemic, every day you'll see them on social. I can't wait for things to get back to normal. And I'm like, right now, while you're waiting, other people like Jacqie McWilliams, they're making it happen. The
Yeah.
QuickSilva show with Dominique and Diva, guess what? We're still on the radio every day live. Like you can't make a pandemic be your excuse not to do well, because like you say, the people like yourself and the CIAA organization, the fact that you're doing so much during the pandemic, once this pandemic is kind of under control, now you're already 10 steps ahead. Don't be the person waiting saying, you know what, a year from now I'm gonna get back to work. No, absolutely.
The work starts now. And you know what, I think what's really important in what you said there is that we're a community. Yeah. And our community needs us more now than ever. You know, to have anything at the end of February, which has happened for 75 years, food, dance, and basketball. So we're missing a little bit of the basketball, but we are going to be showing games, right? You're still going to get to see that. And those who love the game will patch in. And then the food is going to happen, obviously, and the dance is going to happen. And so our community needs us. There's so much going on in the world. Can we just give you all just 1 week of great joy and history? And that's what we're here for, to live the legacy. And it continues even in COVID.
Hey, you couldn't have said it any better. Jacqie McWilliams, thank you so much for tuning in to the show, giving us so much amazing information. Once again, for everybody who wants to be a part of this week, what's the website once again?
CIAA Tournament.org.
CIAA Tournament.
Go right there. You can follow us on all our social media handles as well.
And of course, you know, I'll tag us. So for everybody watching this, just look at the link under once we post it up, we'll have everything you need there. But thank you so much. And I'm really, really proud of all the work that you've been doing and all the work that you continue doing as well. So for yourself and the CIAA organization, thank you for allowing even me to be a part of something like this, because I look forward to this every year. So I was really bummed when I found out that, I'm like, what do you mean CIAA week is not happening? Like what? Like, I've never heard of that in 15 years. What do you mean? So the fact that we're still doing it and we're still making it amazing, kudos to yourself and so many organizations. I don't want to shout anybody out and miss somebody, but there's so many organizations that have been a part of this, from donating their time and energy to really putting this together. So once again, on behalf of QuickSilva and the QuickSilva Show and my DTLR family, Jacqie McWilliams, thank you so much. And I look forward to being a part of this every year for the next 100. I'm not going to.
Oh, thank you. We're so blessed to have you all a part of in the Baltimore community.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
The legacy continues.